Hey, it's about me and my thoughts and my guests and their words, and we'll just mix it all up and let's call it Your Thoughts, Duffy's Words. That's the name of the podcast. So you're tuned into another episode, and this week I have a friend, colleague, co-worker. It's a whole bunch of stuff. But I'm going to allow her to introduce herself. Let me ask you first. What's your full government name?
That's where we went.
That's right there.
Oh, wow. Okay, then. Full government name?
Full government name.
Caleen Fiona Diedrick.
Okay. Caleen
Full
Fiona
government
Diedrick.
name. Yeah.
CFD.
You see it?
All right, cool. And it's like a government institution. Like you go up, I go up a tax office. Boy, you know, so I go up a CFD.
Straight.
Yeah, that's all that. Yeah. All right. Caleen, you do so many things. You do a lot of things. But we're here to talk about, I think, a topic that is kind of taboo in some spaces. People are afraid to talk about it. We're here to talk about a small word, but has far-reaching implications.
There we go.
S-E-X. Sex. Caleen, what are you that makes you qualified to talk about sex? Like, I'm a comedian, so I can speak on comedy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what are you?
All right. So I am a certified life and relationship coach. I'm also a sensuality coach. So when I am talking about sex, I'm looking at it from in sensuality capacity. I am not a clinician, so I can't give nobody no medication. I'm not a sex therapist. So I'm always keen to, establish that, because I think as it pertains to sex, right, and who we understand or who we think should be able to talk about it, yeah, man, a clinician. That is not me. Sensuality is my realm.
Listen, yes. She just threw out a whole bunch of job titles and stuff like that. A clinician?
Me's not a clinician.
Okay, you're not a sex therapist?
I am not a sex therapist.
You are a sensuality coach.
I am a sensuality coach.
Okay, then. People, if you don't know what those things are, go and Google them. We don't have the time to go through all of them. Go and Google them. How important is sex? And let me kind of narrow it down. Mentally, physically, emotionally, historically.
Well, brother, you're not narrow it down. You go hard.
Socially, medically. So I'm putting some topics out there. I want you to jump on them. But wow, that's an interesting term that we're talking about sex. But yeah, how important is sex mentally?
Mentally, okay. So sex from a health and wellness perspective,
right,
pretty much helps to bring balance to the human being.
Individual.
To the individual. It's
right.
One of those things that Maslow, on his hierarchy of needs,
right,
it's at the base of the pyramid.
Right.
So right next to the physiological needs, right, right in there. So under the physiological needs, we break it down to the sexual needs.
Wine and go down there.
Wine and go down there. Okay. Down there. Right. You have to. That's
okay.
all.
All right.
Right.
Go on.
Right. Because everything starts there. The Bible will tell you about the whole business of procreation.
Right.
For Christians. Right.
Right.
Outside of that, in terms of peace of mind, amazing for stress,
right,
relieving stress. Outside of
so now you're crossing over to emotionally.
No, a crossing over to the physical.
Oh, you're moving from mental to physical.
Right. So
okay.
I'm taking you right.
Yeah,
so from a physical perspective, healthy for the body.
Right.
One of those things that as it pertains to getting yourself some exercise that
right,
you want to do, it burns a whole heap of calories.
Right.
Not to mention, as I said, just reset your body. Yeah.
Okay.
It facilitates bonding, which in the brain.
Bonding
with your significant other.
Okay.
Right, because
so that's,
we mostly want good sex with somebody else. Somebody else. Yeah.
Somebody else.
Yeah, somebody else. Righto.
So you have individual sex
and then there's somebody right there.
Right.
You go.
Okay. All
so
right.
as it pertains to partner sex, then it's an excellent way of creating intimacy and bonding, and that in and of itself feed the body. it creates, after good sex, then there is a release of oxytocin, right? It's that thing that make the man them fall asleep, but you fall asleep because your body is completely and totally at rest.
Do you know,
right?
one of my colleagues, a comedian called Diego, he has a joke that says that you have some women who they have the two-tiered, their possession is two-tiered. Them have the Josie and the non-Josie. Oh. I was like, I didn't want this chat over my ear, guys. And I'm like, true.
Yeah, you start kind of Josie. Yes, and
all right, can we have some more?
So we looked at the physical. We also looked at what it's able to do for you mentally, which also, and the thing is this, they're not separated.
Right.
You understand what I mean? So the thing is, what it's doing for you mentally definitely is going to transfer in your body. Oxytocin is what facilitates that in love feeling, right? Again, as I said, it facilitates the intimacy. So for the sex to be, well, you don't necessarily need intimacy for the sex to be good.
Right.
You get what I mean?
Right.
You could just have a really good connection with the individual. But all of these things at the end of the day helps to bring about some peace of mind.
All right, so a peace of mind, and Caleen is giving you a piece of her mind. And I think right now you shouldn't mind that I won't say she's giving you a piece, but that's not what it is. We're going to take a quick break. It's all about your thoughts, Duffy's words with Caleen, and we're on the topic of sex. We'll soon fall back. Welcome back. Your thoughts, Duffy's words, that's the name of the podcast. Just send it out, share it, like, comment, subscribe. A bag of things. Of course, Duff and Shepherd, you can find me and everything right there. And of course, says we're on the Gleaner platform, so everywhere, that's where it is. But now we're talking to Caleen, and it's sex. So Caleen, before we went on a break, we asked a question. How important is sex? Well, first of all, people, I think this is going to be a two-part. So if you're expected to just drive somewhere for 30 minutes and listen to the entire episode, which would normally happen, you have to go drive and park now. Because this is probably going to be like two parts. So, how we're just touching the surface. You talk about the mental aspect of sex. We got to the physical. Okay, so I want you to cover the emotional, the historical, social, and, well, the medical and physical probably could be in one.
Okay. All right. So the emotional would tie into the mental aspect of it.
But before you go there, though, the physical, we talk about the releasing of oxytocin. Is this why some women are miserable in the workplace?
Whoa, because they're not releasing enough oxytocin.
You hear this all the time. That talk the truth.
Never talk the truth.
We're going to talk the real.
Right away.
You hear, and it goes for men and women, but different situations. You see a woman being uptight and stuff, and them say, boy, because she not getting none. And when she does, it's a whole different being.
How are you doing?
The dragon is now a unicorn.
Yes.
Yeah. And then for men, it's almost like an eye-opener. It's like he's this naive person. And then the brother just fall back one night.
Boy. All right, then.
And there's something that is like him different. Like, oh, but what happened? Yeah.
Again, because of what it's doing to your body.
Right.
The release of the feel-good neurons, right? All of those things help you to relax. You're not taking things so seriously. You chill. Your whole body just mellows. Almost like sex is a big spliff, if you will.
All right. If you say that, yeah.
There you go. It just kind of leveled the vibes, and people would tell you, say, boy, having had good sex, all of a sudden your creativity level goes through the roof, right? In terms
some people just want to sleep, but
yeah, true that.
And some people clean and cook and.
No. Yeah, I mean, different strokes for different folks, right?
We're throwing them out there.
Yeah, man, right away.
Right.
But overall, as I was saying, and the thing is, we cannot separate because we are mental, physical, feeling beings. Right? So this thing touch on every single solitary aspect of who we are as human beings. So from the emotional section on this, I was saying, oxytocin facilitates that whole in love.
Right.
in love aspect of things. So whenever it is that you just done and you connect, for a lot of people, what you'll notice is in the initial stages of the relationship, what most of my clients will tell you, this is when the sex was through the roof and we just can't get enough of each other. We at it.
Clients.
Yeah, man.
But we're gonna get into that. Let's move into the
Right.
emotional,
Right.
and then the historical.
Okay, so I was talking about the emotional portion in
Right.
terms of what the release of the feel good neurons able to do for you and facilitate that feeling of being in love.
Right.
So from the emotional perspective, also because you have the feel good neurons, almost like whenever it is that you finish workout and the release of endorphins, then all of a sudden, now, just as you were saying, the grumpy person in the corner that you want to lock away in the office now is ready to smile. And just have themselves a good time. And you say, finally, well, somebody pulled the screw right there. So
if you have one of those persons in your office,
offer them some good sex.
I was gonna say order, but all right, you said offer. All right,
offer them.
Historically,
now, well, sex is coming from, oh, Lord mercy. In terms of how it is that society has tried to control this whole business of sex, it has impacted us and our perception. So to the point where we're coming from a place where it was free love, the gypsy love kind of a thing. I mean, I see you, we get up, we hook up, whatever.
Yeah.
When capitalism come in now in order to ensure now that we're going to keep the people them in order and man can determine if this is my youth, we're going to married up, we're going to make sure that she's staying at the house now, we're going to keep our chase until such time. So I know that this is my youth, these things belong to them.
I think women have found a big loophole because 70% of women out there now cannot definitively say it's for them youth anymore.
Well, a huge loophole. Right, we never got touch on that one. Exactly. We never got touch on that none at all.
Right.
But coming to a space now where people feel as though we cannot speak about it, primarily from a Christian perspective, we've sanitized it. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily good for public consumption. And it is something to this day that we are still trying to navigate. Because as much as we say we're liberal and so on, a lot of us are still wrestling with our socialization, especially women.
Right.
Because, I mean, men have been socialized. A part of your manhood hinge on your sexual
let's
expression.
go over to the social part. Let's go right over there.
There you go. A part of your manhood hinge on your sexual expression. So man a gyalis, we had done it, whop it up, chop it up.
All right.
Done it.
For those who are literally, for those who are just listening, Caleen is impersonating a man.
There you go.
Don't do it anymore. That's cease and desist.
Understood.
Right. Curfew stop
right away. Okay.
Because she done it. I'm we don't act like that.
Whatever. It's a platform.
Okay, all right. Go. Be yourself.
Retreating myself. Right. But then from there, the struggle, to get to the space that we can openly embrace this as a free expression, right? Especially for women. This whole, what it is that men have been afforded in terms of your free expression of sex is not something that the woman is afforded. Right. So all of that is coming from, a historical perspective.
Okay. Let me ask this question. Is there something as bad sex?
As in the act itself?
Is there something as bad sex?
Oh, well, I mean, you can have a sexual experience that that was wanting.
Wow.
That was wanting in your mind.
I've never seen you baffle. I've never seen you baffle on a sex question yet, ever.
Yeah. I'm trying to be diplomatic.
Yeah.
Right. The experience, might not have met your expectations. There we go. Politically correct. And so in your mind, you classify it as bad sex.
What constitutes good sex?
Connection.
Connection.
No.
The plug is going into the socket.
There you go. But it also, I'm talking more so about chemistry. How attuned are you to the person, to your lover?
Well, attuned for good sex.
Paying attention. Because a lot of people go into the sex
I already paid for the date.
Who come first?
Why am I paying attention?
John. Sorry, what now? Wait a second.
I'm just making.
Hello, don't do it.
Yeah. See that now? She did it. I just yeah.
Right. So the thing is paying attention. For me, I say to people all the time, if my intention is to pleasure you and your intention is to pleasure me, then I'm seeking.
So it goes both ways.
Absolutely, because that's what makes it amazing.
Do you know that?
Do I know what?
That you will express it like that, but that's not the perception. That is not what is almost practiced. It's almost like the man should do the research and he should pay attention. He should pleasure the woman, and just because he ejaculates, he comes, he has an orgasm. That is the whole point of it, brother.
No. And
you reach the pinnacle. So that's supposed to be good sex for you.
No, and this is what's unfortunate, because a lot of women just think, I show up, I took my clothes off, honey. Just, you should be rejoicing over there. See, I'm naked. Here, go to town. Pleasure me now. No, that's not how
producer,
it works.
is it this clip? Is it this exact clip? I want you to cut it and use it in a promo. Yeah. That whole, the body language, everything. Yeah.
No, that is not how it works. The thing is, it must be an interplay. Both of us are in a dance, and for it to be amazing, I must come in prepared. And a part of my preparation is information gathering. So this requires conversation, you see.
Well, so like you're going to reach and take out a form.
No, I just say...
and check, I said check off.
Come now.
Check the relevant boxes.
No. This is light, loosey-goosey conversation.
Don't move. We're going to take another break and we're going to forward back because the conversation just get good. And of course, this is going to be 2 parts. This can't just be one episode of his podcast. Your thoughts, Duffy's words with Caleen Diedrick. Let's move forward. Dun, 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 dun. Your thoughts, Duffy's words. People, it's real up in here. Duffy's talking to Caleen Diedrick and we're talking about sex. I'm sure the persons who have been listening just can't wait for Caleen to continue. Caleen, we ended the last segment and we were talking about what constitutes good sex. And the main thing that you would recommend or emphasize is the interplay. It goes both ways.
Yes, both ways.
Women, you hear that?
Yeah, man. Yes, please.
I'm throwing it out there because as you were saying that women oftentimes just feel like when they take off them clothes and they reach, that's it.
That's it. But the thing is this, it's also for the men. So let me just,
No, man, of course, man. Crush can, man.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Them toe, man.
Yeah, man.
Because some of them toe not want nail one cut and send to you.
Where you come now, are you drilling for oil?
Yeah.
No. No.
Bossy out there, bossy. I said,
yeah, you see it.
kill that.
No. And even that, listen to the way that they talk about it. You gotta spear it.
Still fishing at me back with the hook.
No, negative. For me...
Blend up some peanut and set. Ready up.
Me no mind the blend up peanut and thing, whatever you need for doing for bring it in, brother, but come with reverence. For me, great sex is reverence. And even if it is, and I want people to understand, because people think, but for some people, reverence, you're not even thinking sex and reverence, right? You're thinking, wait, a church today? No, I'm talking...
A prayer. Some men's minds right now went to prayer.
No.
Which means kneeling down. I know, so some of them make a right turn and say, me not listen to no more of this.
Check.
I'm not going to make you cut. I'm going to leave that right there, sir. We're going to move right on. Answer this question.
Go.
Does size matter? Wait, open bracket, for men, comma, and for women.
I just say you
close bracket.
No, come on, man.
Yes, man, you're ready for go crush him, man. Then can.
Okay. So
right. Does size matter?
All right, no. How wickedness you have
Hey, Pablo, she did ready for
I was ready.
For go crush the man them can, I never know, so they're going to say, hey, Joy, your sister in them in it too.
Okay.
Right. Does size matter?
It's really and truly, it is ability. Because, women, and women will tell you this. They would have encountered
so you're
the
explaining, and then you answer my question.
Hold on. I'm going to explain, and then I'm going to answer your question.
Okay.
I can't stand you.
Yes, man. You're going to get an answer today.
All right. So really, it comes on, as I said, to utility, his ability to utilize his tool. And a good lover knows what he needs to do in order to bring it. So if it is that he is somewhat wanting, in terms of length and breadth, then...
If him not big enough.
Right?
Then substantial enough.
Then his foreplay skills need to be through the roof. And
he
ought to have for the little shrimpies, he ought to have amazing.
Yeah, ask, because we're talking about relevance. Because women like to say it's too small, but what is small for one woman is ample
perfect.
For some.
Exactly. So that's why I was saying it all depends on his ability, what he's bringing to the table. Now, for some women, it's not going to graduate to ability proving time, because you go wait. Hold on.
So it's too small for some women.
Sorry, exactly.
She wants.
Because a part of the appeal for some women is the size.
Oh, to fill up the corners.
Exactly,
right.
Exactly. And the perception that you have
right.
of this, what it is that this person who is this endowed going to be able to do to you. So if, you break out and it's shrimpy time.
Yeah. Sometimes they shrimp them when them get excited. Transform,
crayfish.
Transform, whoa, wow. You just needed some blood there, son. So you're talking about the man, the man, right? And we can't do anything with the size that we...
Right.
You understand? Unless we're going to do some meal enhancement and something.
God, a headache.
You understand? Me don't know. Size 11 more wear, so I'm all right. What does that say? Right. I'm just saying. But what about the woman?
In terms of the size for
Of course. Just like we want endowment, we want Jamaican word, the okobitness.
There you go. You want it snug. Snug.
The holding factor.
You want it glue.
Gripability.
There you go. The gripability.
Right.
That is very, very important to a lot of men.
Right.
However, that is a skill set that women can hone. So that's
actually true.
It is a skill set. Yes. So it's just a matter of mastering, her muscles.
You mean mastering her muscles?
No, mastering her muscles.
Mastering her muscles.
Yes, so she can handle Mister.
Yeah.
Right. So the thing is, yes, I know it definitely matters. However, I mean, I was just about to say, no matter how much the woman masters her muscles,
No, don't say if, because some women have overused
their muscles.
Right.
Okay.
And
right. No, there's no such thing. I don't subscribe to that, because anybody who understands the anatomy of the vagina knows that is not something. It is this idea that you're going to use it till it's done. No.
Foot butter material, as them call it.
One of our popular DJs said that it can't done.
Yes.
I think it was Shabba Ranks, if I'm not mistaken. Right. Big up yourself. XX to the thing, is it?
What's Shabba real name again? Shabba real name again? Paul, what's Shabba real name again? Oh, Jano, big up Shabba star. And him name Leonard, Leonard something. Him a mercenary something that seen first time. Anyway.
Right. So the thing is this.
So size, does size matter?
It does.
Hold on. Answer from a woman's perspective. Does size matter?
It does.
Answer from a man's perspective.
It does.
So size matters.
It does.
So move that notion aside. That it doesn't matter, it does matter.
It does.
Full stop.
For a lot of people, it does.
Exhale,
no, see, that's
no,
long time we're talking.
No, because I want to transition to the other
portion.
Right, the other question.
Go ahead.
Quite efficiently, but I think we'll have to go there. Because I had it in my head to ask. Sex on the first date.
Oh, Lord. Why?
First time I'm going out, first time I'm spending some time with each other.
What you asking me? Complete the question.
We already know the perception that sex on the first date, especially for women, it's a, oh no, not at all.
It's a no-no? Well, what I can tell you now is this, right? A lot of women who consider themselves to be liberated 21st century,
right.
Have done away with that idea.
If you see him, like him, go out, have a good time.
No, there you go. And for a lot of them, the thing is this, what a lot of us fail to recognize is women have sexual desire like man.
More than.
Listen, we
Whole
a
eat
whole
more.
heap more strategic than
Whole
women.
eat more.
The same way when I look upon a catty and say, yeah, we can put that on the
All right.
cutting board.
Caleen has just
Again,
given, opened a window into her age and experience. She went catty. A word done away in the early 2000s. Catty.
Yes, I just dated myself, alas.
Yeah.
Anyways, the deal is this, right? The same way that a man will look at a woman and decides, I would like to have a sexual experience with her. Women do it all the time.
Tear her like an old newspaper.
Jeez,
and not just because we're on the Gleaner platform. Hey. Right.
Right. The woman makes the same decision. She see, and from it is you mess it up. She see or she size you up. She said, yummy for my tummy. And then you come over there and then...
Yummy for your...
Yummy for my yoni.
For your tummy. You said yummy for your tummy.
Yeah, man. But it's actually her yoni that she's making reference to.
No. Hey. I'm going to leave that right there.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave that. For people who know me, they know exactly where my mind goes. I will leave that right there. Right. So, she sizes up. Let me ask this, because it wasn't written here, but it's almost like a myth. I believe it to be true, that a woman within 5 minutes, when she looks at a man, she has already decided that he is either going to stay outside or can possibly make him way to the bedroom.
Absolutely.
The time shorter than 5 minutes?
Sometimes.
Whoa.
It depends on the inspiration.
On that note, your thoughts, Duffy's words. Bad Podcast. Until next time, big up yourself. We're out.